Jump cut, smash cut, match cut, cutting on the action, all very powerful tools in the editor's toolbox, and each one can affect the pace, the mood, the meaning, and the style of your video, but which one do you use and where? There are many types of cuts, but I'm going to focus on two main categories, narrative cuts and technical cuts. I'm Tom Graham for Envato Cuts Plus, and I've been editing video for far too many years that I care to mention, so at this point, let's just jump cut past that and get into these editing techniques. Okay, there's another jump cut. This video is brought to you by Envato Elements, which is the largest unlimited creative subscription in the world. Get seriously creative right now by signing up at the link in the description below. And let's try to jump cut our way back to the video. Okay, where were we? Narrative cuts are general cuts that you can use to go from piece of footage A to piece of footage B and so on. And they are the most common and basic types of cuts in video editing. Technical cuts, on the other hand, are cuts that take a little planning in pre-production and production and a little finesse in post, and they are more advanced and creative than your basic hard cut. Now, speaking of hard cuts, a hard cut is the simplest and most straightforward type of cut. It simply cuts from one shot to the next without any transition or effect. You can use the hard cuts to create a clear and linear flow to your story, or to contrast different scenes or characters, or really just move from A to B. In the narrative sense, the most common ways to use hard cuts is the shot reverse shot technique, which is when you cut back and forth between two characters who are having a conversation.
Do I make myself clear?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
This technique creates a sense of continuity and connection between the characters. And it also allows viewers to see the reactions and the emotions of the characters kind of in real time as they're having that conversation. The second type of narrative cut is the jump cut. Now, a jump cut is a sudden and abrupt transition from one shot to the next, usually breaking the continuity of time and space. It's like skipping a few pages in a book. You can use jump cuts to create a sense of speed, urgency, or chaos, or to show the passage of time or change in a character's situation. One of the most famous examples, or most talked about examples, is the jump cut montage in the protagonist's life in Jean-Luc Godard's film, Breathless. The film uses jump cuts to create a fast-paced and rebellious style to show the character's restless and unpredictable nature. But if we're talking more modern and kind of YouTubey, you'll have seen countless jump cuts where people are speaking to camera like this. Maybe they've flubbed a line, they cut it out, they smash the two pieces of footage together, and voila, you've got the YouTuber jump cut. Moving on, a crosscut is a cut that alternates between two or more scenes that are happening simultaneously, but in different locations. You can use crosscuts to create a sense of suspense or tension or parallelism, or to show the connection or even the contrast between different characters and events. A cut in, punch in, or close up is a cut that moves from a wide shot to a closer shot of something within the same scene, usually to emphasize a detail or an emotion. You can use cut-ins to create a sense of focus or importance, or to show the reaction or the motivation of a character or an object. Then you have a bunch of cuts, also known by its more technical name as a montage. A montage is a series of shots that condense time and space to show the progression of an event, a character, or a theme. You can use montage to create a sense of rhythm, energy, or transformation, or to show the development or the outcome of a situation or a goal. Now, the absolute classic is the training montage in Rocky, where the camera shows the different scenarios that Stallone's character is going through in order to prepare for different fights. But I also love heist films. Think of the Ocean's trilogy, when they're kind of going about their business, setting up the heist, getting everything ready, getting everyone in place. I love a good heist montage. Stuck on the motion graphics for your new video project? Jumpstart your creative process with Envato Elements and get studio quality motion graphics templates for every editing program. Fast track your ideas and deliver your best work with time to spare. Get everything you need for exceptional videos in one place for one low cost. Now, all of these types of cuts are pretty powerful when used correctly, but they're all pretty standard so far. So what about the technical ones? Well, the first type of technical cut is the split edit. A split edit is a cut that splits the audio and the video of two shots, creating either a J or an L cut. And a J cut is where the audio from the next shot precedes the video, and an L cut is when the audio from the previous shot continues over the video of the next shot. A little bit complex, but when you look at it on the timeline, it makes sense because the letters J and L refer to the shape the audio and the video tracks are making on the timeline. You can use split edits to create a smooth and natural transition between scenes, or to establish the location or the mood of the next scene, or to show the relationship or the contrast between the audio and the video from scene to scene. Now, a match cut is a cut that matches the action, the shape, the color, or the sound of two shots, creating a visual thematic connection. You can use match cuts to create a sense of continuity, harmony, or symbolism, or to show the similarity or the difference between two scenes or characters, plus it's just visually cool to look at. Think of the bone to spaceship cut in 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the camera matches the movement of the shape of the bone thrown up by the ape into the air, and then the spaceship orbiting the Earth. You can also see a lot of match cuts popping up in snappy commercials now, especially with the invention of high-speed precision cinema robots like the Bolt. Now this next one is for my film school pals because I feel like I had this drilled into me in editing class circa Final Cut Pro 6, definitely aging myself there. Cut on the action. Cutting on the action is a cut that occurs during a movement or an action, making the transition more seamless and dynamic. You can use cutting on the action to create a sense of speed, fluidity, or realism, or to show the continuity or the change of a scene or character. Employ this technique if you're cutting a fight scene, for instance, where the camera cuts during the punches, the kicks, and the jumps of the characters. It'll create a sense of urgency, intensity, and amplification of the violence, I guess, if that's what you're going for, which if you're cutting a fight scene, probably. And finally, we have the fake one-up, which is my term, or the invisible cut, which I think is the actual term. A fake one-up or an invisible cut is a cut that hides the transition between two shots, making it look like one continuous shot, also known as a one-up. Now we can't talk about the fake one-up without talking about Birdman. It's the absolute standout example amongst the crop. This is a technical cut that has to be thought about right from pre-production into shooting and then all the way into post-production, because if you don't have the moments built into your shots to create that invisible cut, then you basically can't make this technique work. All the more impressive that Birdman did this countless times throughout the feature film, and yeah, it's kind of hard to watch that film now and not look for the cuts once you know what you're looking for. So most of these we've looked at through the lens of big Hollywood films, but they're all quite simple techniques that you can employ right now in your own projects, be that YouTube videos, short films, social content, corporate videos, you name it. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite types of cuts are and why it's the Edgar Wright dynamic smash cut montage. Oh, also, if you're not subscribed and you really liked this video, well, you know what to do. Until next time, happy cutting.